you know, being the third person within my parents' marriage.
It's finally happening. Queen Camilla's future in the royal family is in danger. After years of controversy, shocking claims from Prince Harry, and tension behind palace doors, could this be the beginning of the end for the Queen Consort? But what exactly did Harry reveal that shook the monarchy and could change everything? How has that led to Queen Camilla losing her grip on the royal family? How are Prince William, Kate Middleton, and even Princess Anne responding to all of this chaos? Well, stay tuned as we dive into the shocking truth behind Queen Camilla's standing in the royal family. Now, we all know that Prince Harry's resentment toward Queen Camilla didn't start overnight. It's a result of a lifetime of pain, betrayal, and frustration, one that began long before she married King Charles and became queen. To understand why Prince Harry and Camilla have such a strained relationship, we've got to go back decades, to the time when Harry was just a kid caught in the crossfire of his parents' crumbling marriage. Growing up, Harry idolized his mother, Princess Diana. He could be a disappointment for his father, as Diana said in one of her recorded audios, but he was a lovely son to his mother. And then the Prince of Wales, aka King Charles, was disappointed when Harry was born. Why? Well, according to Princess Diana, at Harry's christening, Charles went up to Mummy and said, "We're so disappointed, we wanted a girl." And Mummy snapped his head off and said, "You should realize you are lucky to have a child that's normal." Ooh. Now, this could be one of the reasons Harry never felt really close to his dad. After Diana's tragic passing, William maintained a bond with Charles, but Harry couldn't let go of his mom. To him, she was more than a royal. She was his entire world, a perfect role model to idolize.
We will do everything we can to make sure that she's never forgotten and carry on all of the special gifts as such that she had and that she portrayed while she was alive.
But there was always a shadow looming over their family. Camilla Parker bowel movement. For Harry and William, Camilla was a woman who took their father's love away from Princess Diana. Even as a young boy, Harry could sense that Camilla wasn't just another person in their lives. She was the reason his mom cried at night. She was the reason his father was distant, cold, and detached. Although Charles and Camilla's affair had been going on for years, it wasn't until their mother's tragic passing that the young boys had to face the reality. Camilla was here to stay. And that resentment never truly faded. Harry, in particular, never forgave Camilla.
She was the villain. She was the third person in the marriage. She needed to rehabilitate her image.
For Harry, Camilla wasn't just his father's mistress. She was the reason his entire family fell apart. And it wasn't some well-kept secret. The whole freaking world knew about it. Even before Diana's death, the truth was out in the open for everybody to see. The affair that had been whispered about for years became headline news, and one scandal in particular shook the royal family to its core. In 1993, the world got undeniable proof of just how deep Charles and Camilla's relationship went. A private phone call between them was leaked to the press, and the details were humiliating, to say the least. Dubbed Camilla-gate, the conversation revealed just how intimate their affair was, making it clear that even when Charles was married to Diana, his heart had always belonged to Camilla.
I want to see my way along you. Maybe you'll understand you in the night. Oh. Live inside your transit or something much easier. Turn into your time knickers. God forbid a temp
The leaked phone call was the final nail in the coffin, and soon after this, both couples, Charles and Diana, and Camilla and her ex-husband, Andrew Parker, divorced. The public naturally was outraged, and the royal family's reputation took a massive hit. But the damage was already done. No matter what Charles and Camilla said, the world, and more importantly, Harry and William, knew the truth.
Tape of the conversation between him and Camilla Bowles Parker. Did you hear that?
I did. I was very shocked by it. The tapes are frankly filthy. They're disgusting. I wouldn't allow my daughter, aged 15.
Harry wasn't clueless. Before her tragic death, Diana made it clear that Camilla wasn't just a friend of Charles. She was the woman his father truly loved. Diana famously revealed to the world Camilla's involvement in the breakdown of her marriage to Charles.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
Imagine being a young child and hearing your mom say that. Just imagine growing up knowing your dad was in love with another woman the entire time. After Diana's death, the last thing Harry wanted was for Camilla to become part of their lives permanently.
You and your brother both directly asked your dad not to marry Camilla.
Yes.
Why?
We didn't think it was necessary. We thought that it was going to cause more harm than good.
In Spare, Harry admitted that he and William begged their father not to marry Camilla. He feared that she'd be a wicked stepmother, and he said that he could never truly accept her as a replacement for Diana. Oh, but the real betrayal, according to Harry, came years later when he accused Camilla of something much worse. Harry didn't just dislike Camilla, he saw her as a threat. Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, offers a profound insight into his tumultuous relationship with Camilla. In multiple interviews, he claimed that she was willing to sacrifice anybody to secure her place in the monarchy, even if it meant throwing Harry and William under the bus. Before Charles married Camilla, she was seen as the villain, the woman who broke Diana's heart. But then something changed. Over the years, Camilla's reputation began to improve. The press started calling her hardworking, loyal, and even the rock behind King Charles. According to Harry, that wasn't just a coincidence. He believes that Camilla orchestrated an entire media campaign to fix her image, and she used him as the sacrifice.
Okay.
You wrote that she started a campaign in the British press to pave the way for a marriage, and you wrote, I even wanted Camilla to be happy, maybe she'd be less dangerous if she was happy.
Mm-hmm.
How was she dangerous?
Because of the need for her to rehabilitate her image.
That made her dangerous.
That made her dangerous because of the connections that she was forging within the British press.
In his book Spare, Harry says, I had complex feelings about gaining a step-parent who I believed had recently sacrificed me on her personal PR altar. But what does that mean? Harry claims that Camilla used the media to manipulate public opinion, carefully reshaping her image from the most hated woman in Britain to a respected future queen. Now, how did she do it? By making sure that negative headlines focused on him and Meghan instead. It's not really that hard to do if you think about it.
If you are led to believe as a member of the family that being on the front page, having positive headlines, positive stories written about you is going to improve your reputation or increase the chances of you being accepted as monarch by the British public, then that's what you're going to do.
Could Camilla have been behind some of the most brutal headlines about Harry and Meghan? And Harry claims it wasn't just rumors, it gets worse. In Spare, Harry made one of the most shocking claims yet, that Camilla actively leaked royal secrets to the media in exchange for positive coverage.
There was open willingness on both sides to trade of information. And with a family built on hierarchy, and with her on the way to being queen consort, there was going to be people or bodies left in the street because of that.
Harry says over the years he was one of those bodies. He accuses Camilla and even his father at times of using him or William to get better tabloid coverage for themselves.
He wrote that Camilla's PR team was constantly planting stories about him, William, and even Kate and the kids. Why? To make herself look better and gain public support, silly. In Spare, he made a bombshell claim. Pa and Camilla's people had planted a story or stories about him and Kate and the kids, and he wasn't going to take it anymore. Give Pa and Camilla an inch, he said, and they take a mile. And it wasn't just small stories. Think about what he's saying. He's not just accusing her of manipulating the media, he's accusing her of actively feeding them private information about William, Kate, and their children. And it didn't stop there. Harry has dropped hints that Camilla was responsible for some of the worst attacks on him and Meghan, all to make herself look better. Was she behind the negative headlines that called Meghan difficult and diva-like? I mean, which she is, but we've already beaten that dead horse enough times. We're gonna let it lie and focus on Camilla instead. Did she help push the narrative that Meghan was tearing the royal family apart? Which, again, she kinda did, but she's not the center of the story here. Shoo, Meghan, shoo! Also, I think it's really funny that Harry's like, Camilla this, Camilla that, when he kind of married one. Anyway, Harry didn't give direct proof, but he has left enough hints to make people wonder.
Harry reserves much of his frustration for the British press, claiming members of the royal family refused to set the record straight on false reports, especially about his wife Meghan, shifting the negative spotlight onto her in order to protect other.
He even said she used spin doctors, powerful PR teams, to slowly reshape her public image from homewrecker to future queen. Was Camilla secretly working behind the scenes to fuel the negative press against Harry and Meghan that led them to fleeing the UK, or was that all Meghan just being horrible? It's really no wonder that Harry saw Camilla as dangerous and manipulative. Had he seen the side of Camilla Parker bowel movement years before she was even a part of the royal family? His statement in his book says so. In a funny way, I even wanted Camilla to be happy. Maybe she'd be less dangerous if she were happy. And Harry said that he could be one of those bodies. Naturally, he didn't look happy at Charles and Camilla's coronation, watching Camilla take the title that should have belonged to his mom.
The main thing that I look for is, I think, all the micro expressions. And with Harry, we see sadness, frustration, anxiety. I think he felt very uncomfortable.
For Harry, Camilla is the reason he lost everything: his childhood, his family, and the mom that he adored. And now she sits beside his father, wearing the title that should have belonged to his mom. Harry may have left the royal family, but one thing is certain: his war against Camilla is not going to end anytime soon. Commenting on Harry and Camilla's relationship, renowned royal author Tom Bower criticized Harry's behavior towards his father, King Charles, as childish and immature. However, he did show some understanding towards Harry regarding his feelings about Camilla.
But the point is that from Harry's point of view, Camilla really was the woman who made his own mother very, very unhappy and behaved very badly towards her. So I think to an extent, Harry has an argument and some truth in that his stepmother, so to speak, has not been the greatest asset in his own life.
But it's not just Harry who has had issues with Camilla. Even Princess William, the future king, has reportedly never fully accepted her as queen. Unlike Harry, William has stayed silent publicly, but royal insiders say that he's always kept Camilla at a distance. In fact, he barely acknowledged Camilla throughout King Charles and Queen Camilla's coronation. There were zero warm moments, no public signs of affection, and when it comes to his kids, things are even more revealing, because Prince William doesn't even acknowledge Camilla as a grandmother to his children. According to the royal biographer, Angela Levin, William has made it clear that Camilla is the wife of his father, but not a step-grandmother to his children. So if William doesn't see Camilla as family now, what's going to happen when he becomes king? Because if Charles is unable to perform his duties, the responsibility would shift to Prince William. And William's cold relationship with Camilla could mean a significant change in her royal standing. Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, has also navigated her relationship with Camilla with grace and diplomacy. While public interactions appear amicable, the nuances of their relationship remain largely private, reflecting the family's preference for discretion. While William and his wife stayed quiet, one royal made her feelings incredibly clear: Princess Anne. Anne, known for her blunt and no-nonsense attitude, has never been Camilla's biggest fan. In fact, she was one of the last royals to accept her into the family. Now, it's been speculated that Anne never fully forgave Camilla for breaking royal protocol and engaging in an affair with Charles while still married. Royal insiders claim that Anne sees Camilla as an outsider who doesn't belong at the heart of the monarchy. She may tolerate her in public, but behind the scenes, she'd been one of Camilla's biggest skeptics. In her book, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, a Royal Survivor, Angela Levin quotes Princess Anne's words saying, "Camilla will never be a true queen." And it wasn't just words. Levin claimed that Anne kept away from Camilla as much as possible for years because she and Charles ascended to the throne. With Charles' health now in question, could Anne be quietly pushing Camilla out of the picture? Beyond the prominent figures, other members of the royal family have had their perspectives on Camilla. The Earl and Countess of Wessex, Prince Edward and Sophie, have maintained a cordial relationship with her, often seen collaborating on official duties. In contrast, Prince Andrew's interactions with Camilla have been less publicized, leaving room for speculation about their support. let alone the common Brits who never liked Camilla because of her role as a villain in the life of their beloved Princess Diana.
If you look at the coronation footage as the king and queen leave the thrones and head for the exit of Westminster Abbey on the coronation Saturday, you'll see that everyone bows and curtsies to the king, and no one moves a limb, a muscle, when...
Speculations abound regarding Camilla's continued involvement in royal duties. Should public sentiment waver or internal family dynamics shift, there might be considerations for her to adopt a more subdued role. However, as of now, she remains an active participant in royal affairs, supporting King Charles and undertaking various charitable initiatives. So, is Queen Camilla really being kicked out of the royal family? Not exactly, but she's definitely under pressure with Harry publicly accusing her of using the media against him. I kind of feel bad for Harry, right? Because they say that men generally marry women that remind them of their moms, but I think he married a woman that reminded him of his stepmom instead, and that's a really weird, freaky dynamic. William refusing to accept her as family, and silent disapproval and the British public's love for Princess Diana that keeps them from acknowledging Camilla as their queen. Right now, Camilla is far from secure in her position. The royal family's dynamics are complicated, and they decide if she's becoming a liability, well, then we can see a quiet exit for Camilla in the future. The royals have a history of adapting to challenging circumstances, and if Camilla's presence continues to cause controversy, they might decide it's best for her to step back. On top of that, if King Charles' health declines, the royals might push Camilla further into the background. Now, this could be a strategic move to avoid any future drama or controversy surrounding her role in the royal family. Now, one thing's for sure, the drama in the royal family is far from over. With the Sussexes continuing to speak out, the Cambridges keeping their distance, and the public's enduring love for Princess Diana, Camilla's position's likely going to remain a topic of discussion and debate. As the royal family navigates these complex dynamics, one question remains. What's next for Queen Camilla? Will she find a way to win over the public and secure her place in the royal family, or will she become a relic of the past?